Boy, you lucky. You're part of the first generation who could call a black man, legally call a black man, father. When we was born, enslaved, black man couldn't do nothing with his kids. So how's he doing this, Pa? I guess that means you're gonna need some practice. You remember your Pa?
Oh, yeah. They hung him for teaching me how to read. And then they told me to call some old white priest father and the slave owner master.
Yeah.
And they told me that by law, I had to take the master's last name.
Right.
I said, with all them laws, I'm gonna grow up to be an outlaw for sure.
What made you want to bring this story to film?
Man, well, I think numerous reasons. One is that right now America we often hear how divided we are, and some folks are watching MSNBC and CNN, and other folks are watching Fox News or whatever that stuff is. But I felt like maybe if you build that Western, they will come. That if you make that gumbo with enough love and energy and excitement and fire, that folks will come. And then you can have a conversation that you wouldn't normally have. How many times you go to a Western and you see Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid robbing a bank, except for really one of them is not who you think they are, it's a brother. You know what I mean? And you go, wait a minute, and it's DC Young Fly, and you go, whoa, so taking things and turning it on its head. Before women could vote, there were badass sisters like Stagecoach Mary who had her own stagecoach line. And this is not a fictional character. This is a real character. In the movie, you see our actress, Whoopi Goldberg, looks a lot like Stagecoach Mary. So it was like showing the real West, and we know 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4 Cowboys was black. Eastwood turned me on to that too when he did Unforgiven. I had done my first movie, Heartbreak Ridge, with Clint Eastwood, and we talked about Westerns, and he put Morgan Freeman in that. So I wanted to show the West not whitewashed, to show it really like it was. It was diverse, it was wild, we were getting it done, and when I reached out, I said, I want to get some great actors who can play these roles, whether they're big roles or small roles, be it Alan Payne, who could definitely play a cat, could be my brother, right? Am I my brother's keeper? You know about that. Or to say, who can play my son? Who can really come in, ride this horse, and be convincing as my on-camera son. And I was like, this dude's been practicing for a minute, Mandela Van Peebles. He got his own show he's doing. He's a badass. Like, he's come back to me and he's like, hell yeah, man. So part of it was the timing of like one, making a movie that could bring folks together, because we won't have that big Marvel money budget, you know what I mean? So talking to folks like yourself is important. But also that meant that I could reach out to talent, diverse talent like Cedric, DC, Mandela, Emmett Walsh, Neil McDonough, Edward James Olmos, Amber, all kinds of folks, and say, let's bring our geniosity in this collective and make this Western.
You did that. I watched it this morning. It's a great film. I love the comedy aspect of it also. But I love, like you said, these are real people. This is a real story. So good.
Oh, good. Thank you, man. Well, I'm glad you took the time to see it, man.
No doubt. And then Mandela, tell us about the role you play in the film.
Yeah, so I played Decker, Chief's son. So definitely got a lot of practice playing son right here. But no, working on set with him is great. Being able to act with him in front of the camera is amazing. We've done this before, wearing these hats professionally, but sometimes it's him directing and me acting or something like that. But where we both get to play scenes together in the same film and play father and son, those are especially special. Throw in some revolvers and some fast horse mix, and it's a lot more fun. So yeah, being in Montana, those surreal landscapes and a lot of nature, and I think also working on the Western, although it's set years in the past, a lot of what we're talking about, a lot of the issues we discuss are still very relevant today. Whether it's the great piece from the Native American brothers saying close up the earth after you take the gold, so people don't come to tear up Mother Earth, or even systematically people not being able to own homes or being marginalized by people in power. You know, this isn't something that's new with just politics in the modern age. We've been dealing with this, or people not having this fair access to education that used to be legal. You weren't able to learn how to read or teach your kids how to read, the right to vote, stagecoach marriage. So all these things we've kind of been trying to figure it out since the inception of America. And yeah, just being able to put this perspective of life through the Western image. You know?
It's a Western set in Montana in 1908, and it's the story. I laugh thinking about the great line from Shakespeare in Love, and when the nurse says, you know, Romeo and Juliet, it's about this nurse, and it's about this guy named Angel, and then there's some other guys in it. No, it's about a man who, Mario plays a character who is looking to reclaim what's his. And that means both some treasure and I think the love and relationship with his son.
Well, I mean, I loved the Western portion of it, and I loved the idea of working with Mario. Those were crucial aspects of it. The script was good. It was really, really ambitious in every way. And I wanted to support that ambition and be a part of that, to ride horses and to be in Montana and to act with the other actors was all, you know, a huge part of the draw.
Yeah.
And to blow shit up. I mean, who doesn't want to blow shit up?
So, Outlaw Posse is a wild Western film. It's a ton of fun. There's comical elements to it. There's some historical elements to it. But all in all, it's a feel-good film, I believe, that touches on different people from different walks of life coming together under, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Coming together, I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Jake, I've been watching you for many years on many shows. This is a different type of role for you. What made you want to take it on?
I think just that. I think that it was so different, and it was a stretch to what I typically do. So it was a fun challenge. I loved the role. I love the idea of working with Mario and doing this Western on this grand scale in Montana and riding horses, slinging guns. And I mean, why not? It had so much going for it. So it's just something I've always wanted to do, and I was happy to get the opportunity.
Then Mario, you spoke earlier a little bit about the cast, but how did you pull together all this talent, all these legends for this film? And what made you want them to be a part of it?
Yeah, well, you know, like when I write a film, when I wrote this, I was thinking about that Johnny Cash song, Boy Named Sue, where he has a, you know, troubled, difficult relationship with his father for naming him Sue. And at the end of the movie, at the end of the song, he finds out why his dad named him Sue. And I had my own beefs with my dad growing up, but the more I tried as a filmmaker to correct the injustices, the cinematic injustices that had been dealt upon us as a people, the more I understood and appreciated what Mario Van Peebles was doing from the get-go. You know what I mean? Oh, this Negro was doing this way before anybody knew what was happening. You know what I mean? And so I had to go, just, you know, like you know, say, hey, I get it, you know. And the further I've gone with it, the more I've done that. And so when I go to create roles and get this kind of cast, I reach out to them with the utmost respect. They know that I'm coming at them as a fellow artist, that I'm going to listen to them, and ultimately I will have my ass right on that screen with you. So if it ain't working for you, it definitely ain't working for me. We're right in there together, yo. You know, it's not like one of those cases like I'm outside the bank going, okay, yo, you go in, y'all rob the bank, and I'll sit across the street, watch. No, I'm robbing it with you. And if my son can't ride up on that horse quick enough to get me, we gotta reblock the scene, because this is it. There's no technological trickology in this. It's an independent film. He really got to ride his ass up and save dad. You know what I mean? And so that means that not only does your son have to like you, but your horse has to like you, and his horse has to like you. So there's a whole lot of things that have to work correctly for this stuff to go down. And that means you got to get people who are smart, who have the energy, who have the integrity, who get it, and talk to them. And actors know when they talk to me, it's like, oh, this dude, he's speaking my language because I speak actor. I get in and talk to him and say, okay, you want to do that? Let's swing this over this. We can do boom, 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 and make that happen. Boom, boom, boom. Kind of like what you're doing right now. In essence, you're directing this interview right now. You said, well, I want to go to Mandela now. I want to go to Mario now. So you're seeing your truth and saying, and I'm just following you. And as a filmmaker, I set things up, but as an actor, my best acting is not just acting, it's also reacting. So I'm able to bring that. I think the actors feel that and they go, oh yeah, this brother, he knows that I'm bringing some good stuff. Like Edward James almost brought stuff. He had this wicked laugh. I said, oh, we gotta have that laugh throughout the movie. Or, Neil McDonough or William Mapother brought great notes to a character, Alan Payne. When Alan Payne, we were talking about, oh, yo, let's do this. And, mama, I got the gold. You said a black man ain't gonna be nothing if he don't have the gold. We got the money. You know what I mean? And then at the end with the keeper thing, it's like, oh, yo, we're gonna do all of this and more.
Oh, my character is named Angel, and he is an angel. He is a loving, gentle, understanding man who's surrounded by people who don't love and understand him. Unfortunately, that makes him a very unhappy man. So he's a person who used to be partners with Mario's character, and they had a falling out, let's say, years before. And Mario, after some time, has resurfaced, and Angel has come looking for Mario, hoping that Mario will lead him to the treasure that he believes is his.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. And then you guys have mentioned Mario, but you guys worked with an incredible cast, that's in total. So John, talk about that experience a little bit. What was like working with all those star power people on set?
When you walk in and Whoopi Goldberg is on a stagecoach, or when Cedric the Entertainer, or when Edward James Olmos is there, I mean, it's almost particularly for me because I'm a massive fan of the work that he's done in his life, the integrity of the work that he's done, the quality of it, his transformation. I mean, I could go full, Kirk Lazarus, Tropic Thunder on talking to him. I won't do that, but he was amazing, and Whoopi the same. I mean, just to spend time with her and act with her, it was great to see all of them. And also DC Young Fly, who I did not know, and the other actors in my group who I did not know were just fantastic, and it was really fun to be in that posse.
It was the same. I as we've said, I'm from Kentucky, so being paid to ride a horse is a dream job, and we're in Montana, and we're shooting a Western, and I'm surrounded by fantastic actors whom I've admired for years. So it was, and I got to play a very big, larger-than-life character opposite Mario. So that's right off the bat, before I even shot the first day, I could have said I was having a great time, and all those things were true. And I got to shoot some with Mandela, Mario's son, who also plays Mario's son, and he's fantastic to work with. Yeah. Just a really lovely guy, grounded, down to earth, terrific actor, and to see father and son together as actors and as characters is a real joy of seeing part of seeing the movie.
Yeah, I like that. And then Amber, tell us about the role you portray in the film.
So my character's name is Queenie. Queenie is a wild one. She is eclectic and spiritual. She's intuitive, but she's also one of the guys, and she doesn't take any nonsense. She's very protective of the people that she loves. So I can relate to Queenie in a lot of ways, and she was so much fun to play.
It's definitely surreal working with this cast. I mean, a lot of legends that I I grew up watching long before I even considered getting into this business. So lots of pinch me moments with actors, and yeah, it was perfect though. It was super fun. It was like a camp. It was like a big family. We hung out offset and went for dinners, and one of the best experiences of my life. So I hope to do it again. Let's hope for a sequel.
It's a dream come true. Just Mario Van Peebles alone, he's a legend. So I was honored to, be called to read for Queenie. And like Jake said, working with these people that I grew up watching, and they've been around, they've been in the game long before I even considered it. So it was definitely a dream come true. But I also felt so comfortable and I felt at home. And I feel like Mario really set the tone, and he created that environment for us.
First of all, I think it's going to be a fun ride. I mean, the movie rolls. I mean, it's got a pace, it's got an intensity to it, got a lot of humor, which I love about the movie, and also it has some aspects of the mythos of America that are kind of questioned in a way that only somebody of Mario's stature and ability can really, and experience level, life experience. He's the only, he's one of the only people who can actually get that done. And I also love his ambition to make it as entertaining as possible, along with moments of, I would describe them as inspiration and education.
I agree with John. I think people should first go see it because it's a fun movie and it's a great ride. And I think it also offers a lot of people who might not normally be drawn to Westerns the opportunity to fall in love with the genre, because it shows attitudes, faces, races that are normally not part of the Western. So in some ways, it's not a very authentic Western. Mario uses contemporary language and attitudes and references that weren't present in the year the movie was set. But in another way, the movie is much more authentic, even than supposedly authentic Western, because it shows people who were present at the time that these movies were made, were actually historically present, but just haven't been shown in movies. So it's an interesting mix in that way of the authentic and inauthentic. And I think I think for that reason, it's a movie worth going to see.
I just think it's such a timeless, fun category of film. It's something that never leaves kind of like the popular conscious of what's going on. And there's a lot of great stories within Westerns. And what I liked about this is, Mario told me early on that this was kind of like the untold stories. There were a lot of like amazing stories of these Black cowboys that kind of got buried over time. And for Mario to kind of like unearth that was really cool, because there's these incredible stories of based off true circumstances. And so I think it was really cool that they're getting a platform to be told and seen and enjoyed and shared.
I need to go see Outlaw Posse on March 1st because it's such a fun film. There's so many elements, from comical things to historical facts. And I think there's some takeaways for everyone.
Right, but Mandela, tell everybody real quick why they need to go out and see Outlaw Posse on March 1st.
Yeah, March 1st, definitely check it out. We got so many great actors involved. We got Whoopi Goldberg, we've got Cedric the Entertainer, DC Young Fly, if you like me or from my generation. A lot of great people involved, and you don't get to see them in this setting a lot. You don't get to see them without the face tats and taking some real acting scenes. Really doing his thing. So I would say check it out. No harm in checking it out. You're gonna like it, and we had a lot of fun making it. Hope you enjoy it, and thanks for having us. March 1st.
Thank you. They'll definitely love it, so you ain't gotta worry about that. But I thank you guys for taking time out to speak with me again. My name is Aries from Urban Bridges. I hope you guys continue success and blessings.
I mean, we love your room, man. All the posters and pictures you got. You got the legacy. Talking about legacy, yo. You got it all right there, man.
Yeah, my little home office. I appreciate that coming from you.
All right. All right, brother.
Sergeant Decker, we have come a long way to find you. How about a little history? Partway through the Civil War, some in the South began hoarding gold.
The rumors about the gold is true.
Some years later, I was sent on a mission to retrieve it with your father, and then he disappeared.
I don't even know if my father's alive or dead. We weren't exactly on the best of terms.
Your daddy was spotted in a border town near Mexico. He's putting together a team to go after my gold.
So I'm guessing you're Mary.
Mary's stagecoach, Mary's rules.
You find your daddy, and you'll get your wife back.
No! Hey, I'm gonna shoot your own son?
Rumor has it you're planning a job. I need in.
You ever hear Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid?
You talking about them white boy bank robbers?
Ladies and gentlemen, raise your hands slow.
Butch and Sundance had 2 Negroes working with them, including a big white fella. White and black, in cahoots with each other.
Whatever you two geniuses are scheming up, count me in.
All right, this is a holdup. G, is that you, boy? Ain't he got a sense of humor, though?
Brigade!
Like it or not, we're all Americans now.
Eight what? Toes. That's all you gonna have left.